Okay, so we're living in this office space, and the weed shop's right next door, you know, and I come home, or I come back to the office space one night, and I'm doodling, getting high, we're making... Can I incriminate myself?
No.
Okay, so I'll have to backtrack a little bit. So we're, you know, finding other ways and means to get loaded, you know, with the money that we had, and I remember something with the cell phone happened. Like, the cell phone was missing, and then the pipe was missing, and then the sack of speed was missing, and a bunch of stuff went missing all at the same time. And we had people in and out of this office space all day long, and I'm like, you know, I'm living there, so of course, you know, maybe I did steal it, maybe I didn't, but whatever the situation was, the guy that I was living with ended up beating me up pretty bad, broke my collarbone, smashed my face in. And, you know, I'm a pretty small chick. I'm tough. Like, I'm a tough chick, and I fought back too. But, you know, he did some damage in what, over a pipe, over a little sack of speed. You know, it's like all these things that we go through in our disease are not worth it. Looking back, it's not worth it, you know. So he beat me up. Cops come. He was cracking me in the face with his shotgun, and he ended up escaping out the fire escape on the roof. And this was like Vineland and Magnolia.
Okay, go ahead.
And the cops are looking for him. They're questioning me. I still got a pipe in my bra. You know, they're taking pictures of me, wondering what's going on. Take me to the hospital, and you know, I'm getting high in the hospital bathroom. You know, still, like, this isn't enough. At what point is it enough? You know, to stop? You know, just being beaten into a state of reasonableness. Like, is that not enough?
So he beat the shit out of you. You were admitted to the hospital, and you're smoking speed in the hospital? Yeah,
while they were doing the head scan, I remember there was a little bathroom in this it's like Panorama City or Pacific Valley Hospital on San Fernando Road. And I just remember, like, sneaking off to the little bathroom, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get high somehow. You know, I gotta get high really quick. Like, I can't deal with this. I couldn't deal with the reality of what just happened. You know, I had been beat up before, I had been bullied before, but there was something different. You know, God came down that night, and over the littlest thing, something changed within me. Something shook me to the core, or this was not right. You know, that's why I say I was beaten into a state of reasonableness, because there was nothing like what I had felt that night. I took a look at myself, and I didn't deserve that. Yeah, I thought I was a piece of crap person, and, you know, I had lost all my morals and values and threw everything away that I had ever wanted for myself, but I didn't deserve to be treated like that. I didn't deserve that. I don't think anyone does. So I got high in the hospital and, you know, continued my disease. I was walking up Vineland for a good couple weeks, and with all my bags, you know how you have your bag of shoes, bag of shorts, bag of whatever. I had all my bags strapped around me. I'm 92 pounds. I was all teeth, all bone. My hair was falling out. You know, I was a vision for you. You know, I thought I had it all together, and I just remember like Radford Hall clicked in my head, and it was on Ventura at this point, and I remember finding my way over there, and I took a couple buses from where I was, and, you know, I got to that 3 p.m. meeting, and, you know, I just sat on the patio with all my stuff and watched people, observed, and I felt right at home. Like, people were coming up to me, and I was terrified of people. I was so whacked out of my mind. I was terrified. But I remember sitting in the back, as we do when we're all new.
Also known as Death Row.
Yep, Death Row. That was my favorite spot. And I just listened. And I don't know if I got this thing by osmosis. I really don't. But I started to hear my story in a number of different ways. I stopped looking at, you know, why I was getting high, and started looking at how I can get clean and deal with the reasons why I got high. You know, I started looking at that fear, and looking at why I was ashamed, and relating with people, you know, on an intimate level. Meetings are intimate. Like, someone's sharing their story and their abuse and their pain, so that you can learn and grow from it. That's amazing. So every day I was going to Radford, and I had established at this point. So January 6, 2010 was my original sobriety date, and that's kind of when I established a working and a functioning relationship with my family again. You know, I had gotten back into my Prop 36 classes and my anger management. And my mom let me live at home again, and she actually gave me a key to the house. I wasn't like waiting outside for her to come home and then let me in so I could sleep.
Wait, she gave you the key and the address?
Yeah.
Whoa, I
know. What the fuck? Like, what the hell? So I just started going to meetings every day, and that was my thing. Radford Hall, 3 p.m. I didn't get a sponsor right away. I'm tough. I'm stubborn. Like I had a huge issue with women, and I'm sure a lot of other women can relate to that.
No, you're the only one.
Yeah,
I promise.
I'm the only one.
I promise.
I was super threatened, you know, like all these ladies like wanting to I don't know. I just felt like some other woman was going to come into my life and control me, and I didn't want to be controlled yet. I wanted one foot in the door in Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, and I wanted one foot out the door. You know, I was still on the fence.
Any program is fine. So, but keep this in mind, ladies. So she's going to get with her story some more, but like they'll tell you, you know, the women of the program will save your ass, and granted, the men of the program will try and patch your ass. So, not all of them, mind you, but there are, you know what I mean? Like, so, program, just because we come here, like she's coming in brand new, she's still sick, you know what I mean? Still not right?
I like your ass patted.
Yeah, I like your ass patted. Good girl. High five. So, you threw me off. So, but I mean, obviously you stuck with the woman, right? You know what I mean? So, you got over some of the issues, because I assure you are not the only female out there that doesn't like females. You know? So, and you hear that all the time, you know? So you got a female sponsor, you haven't yet?
I got a sponsor within 30 days, and I got right into the work. You know, I didn't have anything else going on. You know, And
the work is what?
Got right into the 12 steps. I got right into, you know, reading and writing. I mean, I always wrote anyways. I loved journaling. I was a big writer in school before I like bailed on that.
I think we got that when you said doodling.
Yeah, doodling.
Tweaking and doodling.
So, I mean, my sponsor pretty much, she just took me through the program as outlined in the big book. You know, I had to call her every day at the same time, in the morning or in the afternoon. You know, I didn't have a job at this point. I was focusing, you know, on my recovery, and I made sure to go to a meeting, if not more, every day. And I took commitments. I made the best coffee in the valley, probably. It was super strong. And, you know, I'm an ex-tweaker, so I love to clean, so I always had, like, the cleanup and setup commitment, so it was the cleanest meeting. And I just made sure, you know, I believe that, like, all of my isms in my using have actually helped me.
For sure.
In my recovery.
For sure.
Because, like, I was always on time. I had to be on time. I had to dress appropriate. And I just had to call my sponsor and get a commitment and work with other alcoholics or addicts, you know. And I got right into the work. And at about 7 months clean, one of the guys I was talking to back in the day, he got out of jail. And he showed up at a meeting with a fat sack of speed and a pipe. And I had just cleaned up. So I went to my commitment, and I was super outgoing and, you know, kind of gaining the trust of my fellows. And I had just, you know, I think I had just taken my 6-month chip. And I remember my first instinct, I got a motel room. I took my big book, and we stayed up all night reading the big book, trying to figure out how I was going to, like, work the program and get high at the same time. So once again, I'm off and running